Welcome, everyone, to the Week 7 series of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gann, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you had not had the chance, go check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at justsayingnogwjs for article and video updates. Sunday Night Football is a great matchup. We got an NFC West matchup where the Seattle Seahawks are heading into the desert to face on the Arizona Cardinals. Jack, run us through this game.
I am so excited for this game. Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson against each other on a Sunday night. We're going to be seeing some crazy plays, and they both have some pretty important receivers that are in the league right now. And I say important because without these receivers right now, we wouldn't have a lot of great highlights this year. DK Metcalf and DeAndre Hopkins are, having years this year. I'm looking for a big passing game from both teams.
Yeah, I think that Russell Wilson has shown that he can throw on anyone. These wide receivers of the Seahawks have shown that they can run routes and catch the ball on anyone. And then on the flip, DeAndre Hopkins is DeAndre Hopkins. I don't even need to go into him. We all know what he can do against anyone at any given moment. What I think is going to be interesting about this one, outside just the passing matchup, because the Seahawks passing defense is not great. They're going to be without Jamal Adams again.
Mm-hmm.
This is the team that you want to pass on as much as you can.
Yes.
I'm curious to see the running back situation for both of these teams. I think that Chris Carson is a really solid running back who hasn't done as much on the ground as usual. He's been effective as like this dual threat. We've mainly just been focused on Russell Wilson and what these receivers can do.
Yeah.
And also on the flip, Kenyon Drake has not shown us at times why they re-signed him. He was not the Kenyon Drake of last year who was traded midway through the season and just stepped onto the scene as a dominant back. And I want to see him do that. He had 130 yards last week, and the stat line looks great. But in garbage time, he ripped off a 69-yard touchdown where most of the yards had come from. And if you're a fantasy owner of him, like I was or I am, you were super happy about that.
Definitely.
But fantasy is not the same as football. That was not the best running game for him. And he struggled. So he has struggled this year. And I want to see him do well against this defense. I think that this is a defense that they can both run and pass on. And Kyler Murray, don't throw a pick this game. I know that sounds weird. He's 10-6 in his touchdown to interception ratio. Don't throw a pick against his team, because if you start to give the Seahawks the ball, the Seahawks are going to take advantage of that. You don't want to put the ball in Russell Wilson's hand if you don't have to.
No, you're correct on all right there. With Kyler, it's the we've seen this offensive line not really giving him the protection that he needs, and maybe that's where the Drake struggles are coming from. I'm not going to put that on the offensive line, but with him throwing those interceptions, you have the weapons of Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins. We've seen them all perform at different levels this season. But I love the fact that Kyler is using his legs like he has when he was in college. Right now he is on fire. He has 6 rushing touchdowns. So every time he throws a pick, for those 6 picks that he's thrown, it's basically kind of like, hey, I'm talented enough that I did give up that touchdown drive, but I can bring it back. And, he's going to need to do that if he's going to be in a division with Russell Wilson when, close games, you put the ball in Russ's hand. Kyler wants to be that guy too. He wants to be the guy that you do not want to have him have the last possession. He wants to be special. He's young, but, this is going to be a big one. I'm looking at this DK Metcalf thing, like I said before to you. He's a fantastic receiver. The only thing that I've seen him struggle with this year is the fact that, he has 39 targets. He's leading the team with the receiving, looks. But he only has 22 catches. And compared to his buddy Tyler Lockett, who's been doing great, who's got 38 targets and 30 catches. What's the problem here with Metcalf? Is it a new adjustment thing, or is he just a big play guy?
I think that when you're going for the deep ball, a lot of the time you're expecting it's usually a 50-50. I don't know if that's necessarily him dropping the ball or just because it's tough coverage. You're not going to pull him in as big and strong and physical as he is.
Yeah,
it's not Madden. Not every time you throw the deep ball, he's going to catch it. And I think that's what that is, because what everyone talking about him last year was like, well, he's only a one route guy. He's not. Number
Yeah.
one. And number two, the one route that everyone said that he could do, he dominates in, and no one really has an answer for that. So even if he was a one route guy, i.e. the cornerbacks of the league or people that have not found a way to stop him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be really worried about that because when he does catch the ball, he's producing, and
Yeah.
that's what he does. No more getting comfortable though before you run into the end zone.
Yes.
With the football, he learned that against the Cowboys, and I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. This is going to be a really fun offensive matchup, and we wrote it down here. Isaiah Simmons, who you and I were so high on.
My God.
You and I couldn't stop talking about him. This amazing player out of college, a free safety, a linebacker, a cornerback.
Yeah.
What do you need him to do? He played pretty much everywhere but the defensive line. 11 tackles in 6 games. That's not the stat line that I was expecting. That's not what I thought I would see. He runs a 4.39. He can go from one side of the field to the other side of the field in seconds. I want to see more of him. I think maybe they just haven't found where is his place. I feel like maybe putting him at like a safety position along with Budabek could be really good, and doing what the Vikings do with Harrison Smith and what the Seahawks do with Jamal Adams. Put him in the box. Let's see. Let's have him rush. Let's have him go after these guys. Let's also have him cover some tight ends from time to time. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe not necessarily go up against like a really good wide receiver. Keep him up against these tight ends. I think that when you get such a highly touted guy like him, you have to find a way to make him work. I want to see a few more adjustments from that defense for him to fit better. I really want him to do well.
Yeah, definitely. And Seattle, like you mentioned, their defense is struggling right now. And Arizona's going to have to take advantage of that the same way that Seattle is going to have to take advantage of Arizona and their young defense. And this is going to be a big offensive matchup. And it's going to be on Isaiah Simmons. If they need a position for him, this is a great game to give him the QB, just to be a QB spot. Just stand in the middle of the field, like you said, stay in the box, cover the running back, cover the tight end if he goes across the middle. But make sure he's watching Russ.
Yeah. He's fast enough. He'd easily catch down Russ.
Yeah.
For this matchup, I want to go Cardinals because I've just enjoyed the Cardinals. I love Kyler. I'm a big Kyler fan. I love DeAndre Hopkins, and I love what this offense has done. But I just think about the last drive that the Seahawks had against the Vikings and how Russ was just able to so calmly drive 96 yards, 93 yards down the field to put up the game-winning touchdown. And I think that Kyler is growing into that guy. I think that Kyler is definitely the quarterback of the future for the Cardinals. I'm not super worried about the 6 interceptions. You're bringing in DeAndre Hopkins. You're trying to do a little bit more. It's going to happen. It's the second season. It's going to be a little bit of growing pains. And at a 4-2 record, it's not that bad. But I think that if this game is tied and you're giving Russ the ball anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes, it's game over. That's just where he excels. That's what he does. He finds a way to find magic. There was a 4th and 10 against the Vikings, and he hit DK Metcalf for like a 27-yard gain. That's what Russ does. Yeah. Like Russell Wilson has some magic in him. I think that's going to be the end-all decision-making factor for who's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a good one, but I think Russell Wilson can do what Russell Wilson does best and find a way to win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Arizona on this one. I don't think that on the other chance that Seattle's defense can actually contain Kyler Murray. And, he is, like I said, leading this team right now with, running. He has 370 yards rushing. To put that in perspective, Kenyon Drake, their leading running back, has 342. I'm looking for a big game out of Hopkins against this weak pass defense, and I'm looking right for the Cardinals this week.
I like it. I think these are like, this is one of those games where either team can just win. Like the offense of the Seahawks is super good, and the Cardinals offense is super good, and the Seahawks defense is lacking. It's really just, can the Cardinals defense slow down and or stop Russell Wilson, which is hard to do. I like it. It's going to be a great way to end the Sunday night. It's a great matchup. Going to be a really good divisional game. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everybody enjoys the videos, the whole Sunday worth of football. And always remember, you can check all your football news at justsayingfootball.com, YouTube Just Saying Football. And Just saying, no G, WJS on Instagram for all your updates on all of our video and content. Have a good day,
Thank
everyone.
you. Enjoy.